Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Boy Echo, and welcome to part number 2 of this F1 2019 career mode here with McLaren. You join us at the start of Q2. We got out of Q1 quite easily, so there was no point in me adding that. We are here in Bahrain for the Sakir Circuit Grand Prix. Decent outing in the last race. If I remember rightly, we finished 8th. I just want to say a massive thank you for the support on the last episode. Yeah, just a massive thank you. We are also as well close to 400 subscribers, so let's see if we can get to 400 subscribers by the end of the year. We're only like 5 or 6 away. But for Q2, the first run, I decided to go out on the medium tyres just to set a banker lap, see what sort of time we can do. I have to say, since playing on 50%, doing a 50% race on career mode now, I am enjoying it more. It's a lot better than 25%. I don't know. It's so weird considering that, like, let's say, like 2-3 months ago, before I joined SNRS, you know, I was always playing on 25% races, and it kind of got a bit boring. This kind of throws like more of a spanner into the works, and you have to like drive more carefully. Like I say, I'm not using flashbacks now. You know, to get better at the game, you need to not use flashbacks. You know, some people do. I think on my my Williams career mode that I've got, I will use flashbacks because it's a 25% race. But yeah, it's crazy to think like how far I've come personally. But coming up towards the end of the lap, we're doing alright actually. These medium tyres actually do feel really good. I have to say as well, I do like this track at night. I do love the night races. It shows like the true beauty of the cars. Some cars look better than the others, like the Toro Rosso under the bright lights will look fantastic. Ferrari not so much because it's more of a matted red. But we cross the line and we go into P4, so a very decent time there. And as you can see, we are in P8. But our final run of Q2, we are currently in 13th, but we're already about half a second up, I believe. It's very difficult for me to actually see like the times and that because the screen gets so small for when I do the voiceover. I do all medicine that on the SHAREfactory on the PlayStation 4. So yeah, it's just one of them things. I don't have like the money for the laptop or anything, but back to cross the line, we are about half a second quicker, and with that time it puts us up into P7, so we are comfortably through to Q3. But in Q3, this is the final run, I do believe. So what I will do is I will leave as soon as we cross the line. I will stop talking and I will let you guys watch the lap. Currently in P10, of course we did do a time on the mediums, but sit back and hopefully you enjoyed this final lap of Q3. Coming up to the line now. Where does that put us? That puts us up into P7. So a good job there. And we'll take a look at the top 10. The top 10 is Hamilton, Vettel, Leclerc, Bottas, Verstappen, Albon, myself, Perez, Raikkonen and Ricciardo. But it's time to watch the race introduction for the Bahrain Grand Prix.
The curtain rises once more then on the desert stage of Sakir as the players take their places for the opening act. Will they enthrall us like they did in 2014 with that titanic battle between Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton? Well, we'll find out shortly as we get underway here in Bahrain. We'll be racing around 3.36 miles of the magnificent Bahrain International Circuit today. Keep an eye out for drivers locking the front left down into the tricky braking zone of turn 10. Bahrain has showed us many times in the past though, Anthony Davidson, that a good strategy will only take you so far. Beyond that, you need good racecraft and you need good consistency.
And a little bit of luck too, I'd say. This is one of those circuits where the safety car always seems to come out just at the right time to condense the field together and mix up the cars on different strategies. It's hard on brakes, it's tough on fuel, and the main overtaking opportunity is down into turn 1, where it's easy to outbrake your opponent and potentially have a bit of argy-bargy as well.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and starting alongside in P2 is Sebastian Vettel. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Bottas, Max Verstappen, the Professor, Perez, Raikkonen, Ricciardo and Nico Hülkenberg, Magnussen, Norris, Lance Stroll and Gasly, Grosjean, Albon, Antonio Giovinazzi and George Russell. Fiat and Robert Kubica takes the last spot on the grid. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
The bright lights of Bahrain. Bit of a two-stop strategy here today. It did say for me to go on to the softs and then mediums. I just left it as it was just in case, but I might change it. But anyway, 5 red lights are out and away we go for the Bahrain Grand Prix, and it's a semi-decent start from us, but then the wheel spin gets to us and then Verstappen just starts walking away with it. But anyway, we go down the inside of Verstappen and Bottas, but we've had to cut the corner to avoid any damage. So that is our first warning of today. We do have Sergio Perez right behind us. And look at that, for just the front running cars in the top 5 are starting to walk away with it now. I knew straight away that there was no point in trying to fight for like 5th or better. It was, 6th or worse. It is between 6th and 12th is probably where I would finish. As per usual, I will always show you the first full lap, because that's when a lot of stuff can happen. The only problem is as well that in a 25% race, about halfway through the race, it does get boring. That's why last episode I left out about 10 or so laps. It's the same with this one today. I'll leave about out 10 laps as well. But unfortunately, that's just the way it goes. If there was action, I would show you, but there is no point in me not showing you just me going around like this for like 10 laps. But anyway, so I digress. Sergio Perez is still right behind us. We go into Rich and overtake, just try and stay ahead of Sergio Perez. And at that point, I decided that my next stop would be on the mediums. And you'll see how that works out. I'm not going to see anything just yet. And I'm not even going to let the title of this video give it away either. But on to the end of lap 2, we do have Sergio Perez giving us a bit of grief. He's going to have the slipstream. No DR. Well, DRS is now enabled, but it's not active just yet. Sergio Perez now down our inside, but we'll look for the switchback maneuver to get onto this DRS slash sort of thing. And we do actually have DRS. Okay, so we do have DRS on lap 3. But was able to get the position back from Sergio Perez into this little S section. It's very difficult to go deep on that part of the track there. And the car feels nice. I think yesterday and after the video uploaded, I went onto Time Trial and just got a load of setups. That's what I do. I'll go onto Time Trial, get the fastest setup, give it a go, see how I feel with it. If I feel comfortable, with it, I will use it. Anyway, Sergio Perez is looking to get down the inside here, and he gets that move done. There was no point in fighting him just yet. We want to get DRS on him again at the start-finish straight. But look at all the time that he's gained. He's got much better power, and he seems to have a better downforce and chassis components than us. But we're going to Rich and Medium just to stay with him, so then we have DRS down the main straight. The car does feel planted. There's a little bit of oversteer there, but it's just how it is. Now DRS, Rich and overtake. We look to go down the inside, and it's as easy as you like. The only problem is, though, I think he will have DRS back on us, so it's going to be a bit of a pain in the backside to try and keep him there. But I have gone into standing and low, and it seems to be working. So to pretty much start lap 4, we are still P6, but here comes Sergio Perez. He's gaining. He is gaining slightly, but not by a lot. Cheers, Jeff. As you can hear from Jeff, the tyre wear is starting to kick in. Here comes Sergio Perez. He's going to go down the inside of the outside. He goes down the inside, but we hold on to that position just. We almost make contact, but we keep hold of 6th position. So some decent defending there from myself, but it's not over yet as we go fairly deep into that turn. As I have no idea what any of these corners are called. Let me know in the comments. Not a massive fan of this corner because it's so easy to go to overshoot it because it's a bit of a downhill section. I do have ABS on, sorry, so I won't lock up. Because I know that every time I go into that corner I will lock up, so I just leave the ABS on. Yeah, it could be classed as cheating, but I'm not as good as Team like Marduk, Arava, and all these other F1 career mode YouTubers. But anyway, Sergio Perez is still giving us some grief here. Last episode it was Lando Norris. Today it is Sergio Perez. But he does get DRS back onto this camera angle, and just look at the speed of the racing point. It's just so easy. As we almost hit the left rear tyre of Sergio Perez, it was so close to losing some of our wing. I do have the damage on simulation, so any sort of contact with the rear, yeah, it wouldn't be nice. As we were close again to hitting the left rear. But we gave it a lap or two, and we are still with Sergio Perez, so he's not walking away with this just yet. We do get now DRS on him. We're going to look to go down the inside. Yes, we do go down the inside here. And yes, again, we overshoot it. So these tyres are starting to wear out at a fast rate of knots, shall I say. I was really struggling at this point. At start of lap 8 though, you get a flag down the main start-finish line, and it is Max Verstappen. He is out of the race with an engine issue. So 2 races, 3 cars, all with engine failures. Hopefully we don't get that. Of course, I haven't recorded episode 3 just yet, so that will be after this. I will start recording that for you guys, and that will be out tomorrow. I'm going to try and get an episode out daily if I can. Can't make any promises though. But here we go. We do pit for the mediums, and it puts us into P16. But thankfully, Daniel Ricciardo is behind us, and he's on the. He's also on the mediums. It was Raikkonen who was on the hard set of tyres. But there, as you can see there, about 9 laps later, it's now lap 17, and like I say, nothing really happened. And the next bit of action is we are going to probably get overtaken here by Alexander Albon. So we've got to defend, ready to go into turn 1. We go into overtake. I'm Rich to get ready to defend. Where's it go? Oh, it's going in the pits. All that defending for nothing. Oh dear. But hey, that's the thing that happens on this game. Coming up to the end of lap 18, we do have Sebastian Vettel. We do go defensive down the inside, and you know what? We hold on to the position. We're actually battling one of the Ferraris here, so I'm very surprised. And Vettel's gonna have DRS, but he doesn't seem to be catching that quickly. As we go into turn 1 now, and then into we do hit the curb a little bit, which kind of loses us a little bit of time. Into turn 2, and then you could say that's turn 3, but we are still ahead of Sebastian Vettel. But it's only a matter of time before he does overtake us. And then look at the speed of the Ferrari there going down the inside. But we're not going to give it up. We're going to stay with him. We are going to try and keep within DRS range. But it kind of just went from there, really. It got to the point where it was just going to be way too quick down the main straights. Yeah, there wasn't really anything I could do. But then on lap 22, we do pit in for the final set of softs. And this is where I realised that I made a huge mistake. I should have stuck with the soft, medium strategy. Because coming out of the pits, we are now 11th. But then we go down to 12th. Then to 13th. And I was like, no, that's not what we wanted. So I kind of threw away like a P7, probably even a P6 at best. But the upside was, with 7 laps to go, we was on the medium tire, the soft tyres. Giovinazzi dispatched off. He was on the medium. Just an easy overtake down the start-finish straight. Next up, though, we do have Alexander Albon with 6 or 7 laps remaining. Could we get him in the closing stages of this race? The answer was no, because next up, well, he cleared, Alexander Albon cleared the Racing Point and the Toro Rosso car, and Stroll and Gasly just cleared them. But we knew that we had the upper hand because, if I remember rightly, they were both on the medium, the hard compound tyres, so we had that extra second or 2 per lap. But anyway, at the start of lap 28 now, as we look to go down the outside of Pierre Gasly, and do we make the move stick? Yes, we do. So, fantastic overtake there. We do cut the corner a little bit, which got us a another warning. So, was one more warning away from a 3-second time penalty. But next up is Lance Stroll for that final points paying position. Can we do it? Through the S section now. We somehow managed to keep it with really close to him through that S section, considering all the lack of downforce that you get from the dirty air. But can we get 10th place? Of course, the Racing Points. It's been about a year, and I'm still calling them Force Indias. That's what they are. They're the Pink Panther car. We decided to try and go a bit defensive on Pierre Gasly, but also just trying to keep up with Lance Stroll. This is a pain in the backside. It really is. But with only about a lap to go, can we get the move done on Lance Stroll?
There's only 1 lap of fuel remaining.
We go into overtake and Rich. Just to keep up with him so then we can get DRS. And look at that, we was catching him fairly quickly. But at the start of the final lap, we do have DRS open and activated right now. We're going to go to the right hand side of him. And it was so easy just before turn 1 to get past him, which then puts us up into the final points position. And from a bad strategy call from myself, this is all down to me. We get from 13th to 10th in like about 7 laps or so. So I will take it. But we are going to cross the line for 10th place and a vital point to our championship lead, or championship fight.
Great drive. We're really happy with that performance.
That's it for another Grand Prix and a fantastic win for Mercedes. Anthony Davidson, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
Well, I know it's a bit of a boring answer, but the truth is they simply had the best speed package on the day, and a driver who knows how to take advantage of that. It doesn't matter how much time you spend poring over the stats and planning strategies if you can't keep the pace, and our winner today showed they could do both.
So after a magnificent race, we can now see the drivers making their way to the podium. Once again, it's the Silver Arrows who take top spot, a well-earned victory for Mercedes.
So with that race then, our top 10 looks like this. We do have Bottas winning the race, Hamilton, Leclerc, Vettel, Perez, Magnussen. Norris finishes in 7th, so good work from him. Grosjean, Albon, and then myself. Actually a pretty decent race. Of course I did make a bad strategy call, but hey, you know what, these things happen. I thought, you know, going on soft tyres at the end would help, and in a way they did. I have to admit, in a way they did. But like I say, it's a vital point for our championship battle. That's what I was trying to say. I don't know why I said championship lead, because of course we're not leading the championship. Unfortunately, we don't get our 600 resource points, but we do have 759 resource points here. And I was thinking, could we go with like the chassis? Could we go with like anything else like that? But I thought it might be a good idea to start working on durability, because of course with these 50% races it is going to take a lot out of it. So that's what we do, durability. Hopefully all these parts arrive for the next race. But for now guys, that is the end of today's episode. If you did enjoy it, make sure you do hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new to the channel, and make sure you hit the notification bell so you get notified for when I upload and stream. Like I say, we're close to 400 subscribers, so hopefully you do subscribe. Let's reach it by the end of the year. But for now guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you soon in another episode. Peace.